Warning, this content is for entertainment and educational purposes only. This video is brought to you by First Detachment Nutrition. Battle tested, expert formulated. Use discount code AB10 at checkout for 10% off. What's going on, guys?
Howdy.
I was going back through and looking at our old stuff. I want to see how long we've been up. It's been just a little over a year now.
It's crazy.
It seems like we've been doing this for longer than a year.
It's crazy to think about because it feels like literally I started getting on this podcast with you like a couple months ago, if that.
Yeah. I've done a lot of these. We've been pretty consistent with, and so people seem to like it. Yeah. I always laugh because there's literally nothing is planned out. I just get on here and we push.
How is it evolved? What was it like in the beginning compared to what it is now?
It was me and Paul, and we pretty much just answered questions the whole time.
Yeah, and then it just kind of morphed into this group of men and sometimes women that get on here and say stupid shit. I don't know. There's no plan to it. We just have fun. People seem to enjoy it, so I'm glad people enjoy it. Before we get started, folks, just reminder that it is on Spotify if you want to check us out there. I usually get it uploaded the day after. Also, check out the Anabolics e-course. There's a link to it in the video description below. It's up for sale now at anabolicbodybuilding.com. There's a couple hours worth of free content if you just want to check it out, and you can also see the curriculum up there as well. So what's new, guys?
Not much, man. Just living in Thailand. I ate Taco Bell and I got food poisoning. That was absolutely wild.
Explosive butthole.
Lesson learned. Oh, yeah, I mean everything. It was not. It was a destructive situation. I thought my girlfriend might have had like appendicitis because she was like in so much pain. She's like, well, let's go to the ER because I'm not dealing with that. I have no idea. And we get there and she's just vomiting everywhere. And we get back home and the doctors were like, it's fine. She just has food poisoning, gave her some anti-nausea medication. And then I got home shortly after that with her, of course. And then the next day, it took me about 2 full days to get it. It hit me like a rock. And it was just the worst thing in the world. But we're back now. It was so nasty.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah, I got blasted with some sort of stomach bug this week. I thought it was an IBS flare-up. Sometimes I wonder if I have SIBO. I bought an H. pylori test. I need to take it, but then Colin got sick.
Didn't you buy that like 6 months ago? I remember you talking about that a long time ago.
No, I never did buy. I did a GI mapping, or bought the GI mapping. I never went and took. I still haven't paid for it. I've never taken it. I always struggle with gut issues, but I thought maybe it was SIBO or SIBO, however you say it.
Yeah.
This week, but then Colin got sick like the next day, so it must have been a bug.
Interesting.
I lost 10 pounds in 2 days.
Oh my god.
Oh my,
that's not good.
I did.
Was that this past week?
Yeah, I got sick on Wednesday. I basically didn't eat for almost 48 hours.
God damn.
Wednesday and Thursday, and then yesterday I did a massive high day with a big sheet meal to fill back out. So
yeah. Well, I mean, you are taking more than a meal a test today, apparently, and all that. So
that was this week was I must have ascended to the next level in the bodybuilding pantheon because I now have the VIPs of trolls attacking me. It's,
okay.
Yeah, it is hilarious.
That's a milestone.
Yeah. Like I got to pull this cycle up that was speculated on. This is hilarious.
There's no
I'm almost flattered. I'm not even mad. I'm just flattered that somebody would really think that it took this much for my before and after. It's fucking hilarious to me.
I really hope in the bottom of my heart I want to believe that he's just trolling to get views and more likes and stuff, and that's incentivizing.
Who is this
something.
is talking shit?
I don't want to mention his name. Don't want to mention
Well,
his name.
it says it said it Prep Coach Academy, right?
No.
No.
I don't want to mention his name. I'm not giving him any
Even though
credit.
it's all
You can see it on here if you want.
yeah.
Why would you take 50 micrograms of T3 and Clen when you're trying to grow?
The best part is he's taking 28 IUs of GH and only 15 IUs of insulin. Like
I saw that, yeah.
Why would I? Well, I mean, I would definitely up the insulin. I just so it says 500 milligrams every day, 500 milligrams of testosterone, 200 milligrams of masteron, 200 milligrams of preno, 100 milligrams of anavar, 100 milligrams of winstrol, 20 milligrams of superdrol, 28 IUs of GH, 15 units of insulin, 50 micrograms of T3, 160 micrograms of Clen, total for in 7,840 milligrams. I don't even do the math.
What I want to understand is, okay, what the fuck is 20 milligrams of superdrug going to do if you're ready on 700 milligrams?
Yeah, especially if you're
What's the point of that? And why run anavar and
winstrol together? That's exactly what I was just saying. Like
this guy's a complete fucking idiot. Even if he was right from the total load,
superdrug.
Who runs more than 3 compounds? And why is there no Tren in here? There should be Tren if you're gonna.
Yeah, I mean, where's the Tren out? Well, he does know I don't like Tren, so that's probably why he didn't put Tren in there.
Yeah, you're telling the truth about that, of course. It's not everything else.
This guy's stupid.
Well, what was hilarious is I think he misread my. It was some massive backpedaling. There was I think he misread my post where I said 250 milligrams of testosterone. I think he read that as per week, and I was talking about per day. Well, I'm on contest prep, and then my army of people came in and were attacking him, saying that, bro, that's per day, not per week. Maybe have some reading comprehension, and then he came back with this. So it was some backpedaling.
Crazy, man. Have anyone ever seen this guy's physique? I personally haven't.
He's like 185 pounds.
That's what I figured. I just really hope he's trolling. Like, this is not a real thing.
I think it's high level trolling. You know what the hilarious part is? You go to his Instagram page and it says "Made in Christ," and he calls me a punk ass bitch.
Oh my god, dude!
Never met me. Doesn't know anything about me. Yeah, I mean, this is the dumbest cycle ever. Why in the world?
Like you'd be out of prep before you even got it started if you were running shit like this.
I mean, I already feel like I'm being a little reckless at 50, running when I'm running.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, let's be real though. You could easily fix this. It could be 500 testosterone, 400 primo would be a kind of good balance. Yeah. And then it'd be a waste to use that much GH with that little estrogen. And then as far as the orals go, you don't need them.
Yeah.
You would just add in masteron instead of the anavar and the winstrol. Yeah. And so, or you just add more primo, but that would just dry you out. The 28 units of GH, if you could afford it and it doesn't hurt, that makes sense. 15 units of insulin while cutting. I guess you could do 7.5 pre and post training. The 50 T3, it seems excessive, but maybe you could get away with it. The 160 cleanse is reasonable. So the only thing that's dumb about it is that you're using 3 different orals.
3 different orals, and the amount of the orals is just ridiculous.
Right. Yeah, it's.
I would
say maybe 20 superdrol, or safer would be 20 anavar pre-lift.
Yeah. Right.
I can't imagine
how pre-workout.
Screwed up my stomach would be with that many orals. I already have a sensitive stomach.
Your GH, your gut would be horrific.
I think your skin is a telltale sign is your skin is pretty good quality too. Like just the color of it, the texture. Like when you see dudes who are really, really abusing shit, their skin turns that purple hue. Their shit gets all wrinkly and leathery, and it's like, you know what I mean? We have all kind of seen that guy in the gym, and I think in this case you're a lot more healthier.
Yeah, if your skin goes from purple to yellow, then you'd have to take the orals out.
Well, I was also just thinking about the 28 units of GH. Like, what? I don't know of any GH. Maybe the Genos are dosed in 28 units. I don't know of anything that would be dosed out.
In 28 units. You'd have to basically, what you do is you take a whole bottle of syrup before bed, and then you break up a gray top Chinese, like, because the Chinese do have pharmaceutical grade stuff that are gray tops, and they're 10 units. And so you could do 5 in the morning and 5 pre-lift of the gray tops, and then take a whole system before bed and hit 28 units.
I mean, my God, just the cycle alone would probably be a $50,000 cycle.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, so let's say you wanted to do open. Where do you go from here? Like $60,000 on your cycle? Like, what the fuck?
Well, no, at that point you got to manufacture your own. You couldn't afford to buy this. You'd have to make it.
You have to go get your chemistry degree just to fucking
there's
bodybuild.
So many things that are just ridiculous about this. It's just oh my God, it just makes me laugh.
The insulin, the GH you'd have to buy, you could make the rest of that stuff.
Yeah. It was a fun week, man. I love. Oh man, it was a really fun week this week. And then our friend, I won't say his pseudo name for it, but Shane Wallace was talking about how I stole everything from him, and he taught me everything I know, and I copied, and he's basically responsible for my success. And he put the dummy posted my before and after pictures up on his page and talked about how his e-course was 1/3 of the price of mine, and then I had 3 people sign up that day.
I've had that happen before too.
I need to send him a bouquet of flowers and thank him for the free advertising.
I've had so many people hire me after he talks shit about me. They're like, he's coming at you that hard, you must really threaten him. So you must know what you're doing. And then they hire you. It's like, that's awesome.
I like how I learn everything I know from him, and I've never spoken to the dude.
I like how when he talks shit about him, he talks shit about you, he had 1 comment. 1, and it's like in like 3 weeks, like it had no traffic, and most of his posts he has no traffic. He might have 1 comment,
or it's the same people commenting on his shit every time.
Yeah, none of his followers followed him over from his main account when it got banned to this new one.
The other troll that was talking to me,
he'd have to pay for him again.
The other troll that was talking about my cycle was hilarious. Man, his comment section was getting blown up with people coming, hey, bro. Oh, man. I don't know. It just makes me laugh. People think I'm upset about it. I find it.
Yeah. So behind the scenes stuff, some people got his main Instagram taken down. So he's now using the side Instagram if you can't find it, which is good. But there's just so many people here in Thailand that are against him, and there's a couple. Yeah, I don't even want to speak on it necessarily, but off topic, I can talk with you guys. But yeah,
I know it,
and it's just funny. It's just funny if you ever come to Thailand and you're like, you guys know Victor. No one knows Victor Black. No one knows who this man is or what he does or anything of that nature. No one respects him. It's just sorry, I dropped his name. Fuck.
Sean Wallace is his name.
Shane
Wallace, the small house engineer.
Anyway, it just makes me laugh that people I try to be nice to everybody. I don't know why people come after me.
They're threatened by your success. That's all.
I mean,
it hurts their feelings to see you do well. Some people are just built that way.
And I would say I've had mediocre success. I don't know that I'm anything special.
When I first developed that empire and I really started bringing money from
Travis
from the empire, I lost a lot of my friends just because of the success. Jealousy runs rampant.
Evidently there's a new video up about. I don't know. Should I show it? Probably not.
Yeah, we should watch it together and laugh about it. That would be awesome. It's will be a reaction video, but it'll be 5 of us reacting to it.
All right. It's on Reddit.
It reminds me of. Do you remember Will Ferrell's character?
It's going to be good if it's on Reddit.
Do you remember Will Ferrell's character from Wedding Crasher? who comes down the stairs in a robe with nunchucks over his neck, and he gives advice on picking up chicks, and he has to yell to his mom. That's Shane Wallace. And his what do you call it? Incel.
Well, this isn't Shane Wallace. This is the other troll.
Meatloaf.
Oh man, I'm going to get in so
know
much
what she's
trouble
doing
with
in
this.
there.
So someone help this man. That's the title of the video.
Okay.
All right, let's see what he's got to say.
The caption on this photo says, "This is some crazy shit, guys. The scale keeps going up, but I'm getting leaner." That's crazy to you? You're on like 10 grams of fucking shit. What's going on if you weren't? His buddy Tyron stakes 5 in the off season. This guy, similar, 4 to 5. When it's time for a show, fucking crank it up, bro. Crank that shit to 10. That's where this guy's at. And anyone that that's not true. That's a lot of gear. Get the fuck off my page, right? I'm the good guy. I'm the one calling them out. You guys are the devil. This dude's a fucking liar. Look at the size of him. You're telling me he's on a gram a test. He's on 3 grams of shit a week. That's like the average fucking gym goer. That's like the average little bitch.
Oh my God.
Right? 3 to 4 is average. This is 10. And then the ones commenting on my size, we didn't see an updated picture. There's tons of updated pictures. I posted to my story. I've got some on my feed. I'm not 280, but I'm 240, and I'm bigger than all the ones who comment on my size. Not one person who's commented on my size has been bigger. This is hilarious.
That's great. You should be honored.
Photo says,
You should be honored.
He's so jealous, and he's on so much coke. It's hysterical. He's either on a lot of Tren or a lot of coke, and he's so jealous. How jealous do you have to be to make a video about another man's body?
Yeah,
that is so pathetic.
And
strange behavior.
he was saying, "Look how big he is." He's like,
I know it's
was
like
complimenting
masturbating to you in secret, and then
was.
he
He was,
gets mad at
complimenting.
you about it. And then he has to get other people to hate on you. And then he's telling people to get off his page, and he's calling you the devil.
Yeah,
He's
Like,
gonna
he
give
haunts his
himself.
dreams.
He's gonna give himself fucking arthritis, holding on to your coattails that hard. man.
Dude, I shit you not. His Instagram profile says "Made in Christ." That is the very first line on the
Well, that
top.
everything I've seen from this guy, I'm not surprised. It's everything I've seen from this guy so far. I'm like immediately, I'm like very Christ-like. Very Christ-like.
Yeah.
I mean, hasn't he famously talked about how he takes like 2-3 grams of Tren?
He does use anabolic sandals.
There is no way that dude is 240, by the way.
there's Tren footprints in the sand.
I don't think you can. I don't know how anyone could gain weight on Tren. It's so
Well, he doesn't.
hard to
That's
eat.
he's like 185.
I've never seen pictures of him at all. I'm trying to look him up
I
right now.
have.
I'm like, I don't even.
He's shredded, but he's not big unless he's like 6'8". You know, maybe he's,
Yeah, it's
shredded.
hilarious. I just don't know why he's so angry at me. I've never said anything about him.
He's
I
angry
mean,
because you're so big.
Mhm.
it's
He
just
knows your weight.
hilarious.
He's like, I'm not
Um,
280, but I'm 240. It's just like
I don't know. There's only so serious I can take anger and outrage in a Canadian accent. It's just like I'm sorry, man. Like Canadians can only ever get to like a 70 or an 80 on the anger scale to my ear. Because there's always a base level of goofiness to that fucking accent.
He's gonna be real
Get out of here.
Get out of here.
all right. Settle down now. What's this all about?
He's gonna be really disappointed to know that I was just running TRT plus in the off season. I know people don't believe that, but I just like honestly I get tired of penning everything. I just need a break, man.
Yeah.
So
Like
I don't. Why does he say that the average gym goer is on 3 grams? I've never met anyone who runs that much except for Chase and me. It's like,
I've never.
This is the reason why. He's just using hyperbole to generate anger, outrage, and engagement. Like, you know, there's a method to his idiocy.
It's like his alter ego for clicks. And
I think he's been banned multiple times from YouTube.
On every platform. Yeah.
It's
like it doesn't. I don't know why the guys go for this. They go for the low hanging fruit. It's like being a bad criminal and making a bunch of money that you stole, then getting arrested and going to prison, and then getting out and then doing it again and again, rather than just like doing some like a normal thief, like becoming a lawyer and investing in the stock market.
I guess the reason being that he is a one-trick pony, and it's not even a particularly good trick.
Travis says he's disappointed he liked that guy. I'm like, I don't know why you would like him. He's
Travis, a liar.
I'd help you, man.
He's full of shit. He basically
I love you, Travis.
He's so upset that he has to use so much gear to look like that. He's convinced himself everyone else does too.
That would be a real thing. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know about you guys. I mean, I've personally never crossed 2 grams, even in experiments, and that's just because I haven't needed to. And obviously, each to their own. But personally, like for every single client, I don't think I can honestly and confidently say I don't think I've ever gone over 1.5 grams in total androgen loads at any given point during a prep or off season for the client load that I have. And it's just like when you hear 3 grams, it's like, dude, who can even pin that much without having a full-time career as a bodybuilder? It's fucking insane.
What I notice is, I noticed this from the forums, and when people are commenting on educational things, is people can't see outside their own self-centricity. They think, you know, especially if you lack a vast amount of empirical data, you see what happens to yourself and a couple of your gym buddies, and you think that that's how everybody reacts to these things. And that's rampant. I see that everywhere. And that's one of the major problems with, you know, kind of amateurs educating people, is that they can't see outside of themselves.
That's a good point.
Which is the whole world.
Yeah.
You know, like, for example, my favorite is I only use Masteron on contest prep at the end when I've already introduced the AIs and it caused hair loss. Therefore, Masteron causes hair loss.
Yeah.
That's the biggest myth of that fits that example where it's nothing is taken out of, like, it's taken from the context that it's true and applied to other contexts where it's not true.
Yeah.
You know, or like I had the very first person who tried to coach me, and I remember I actually was very good at nutrition, and he didn't understand anything I was saying. He would just say, "None of that science stuff's real. Just shut up and do what you're told." And it was like he would do 5 pounds of beef for 4 weeks, then it'd be 5 pounds of chicken for 4 weeks, then it's 5 pounds of fish, no carbs, no fat. And I was like, "You realize the beef? Well, what percentage beef are you buying?" He's like, "I don't know what that means." I was like, the beef has a number on it. Is it 96.4 or is it 80-20?
Yeah.
He's like, "I don't know. Let me check." He's like 73.27. I was like, so 73.27 means it's 27% fat.
Yeah.
That means you're having 104 grams of fat per pound. That means if you're eating 5 pounds that a day, you're having 500 grams of fat a day. That's 5,000 calories of fat.
That's crazy. Yeah.
And then he was just like, "Oh." I was like, that's why I went from 143 to 160 on your diet, trying to get ready for this show, is I knew what I was doing before. And now I have to go to someone else to fix this because, you know, they convince you that your science stuff isn't real. And the irony is that everything I was doing was perfectly right. And then it's like the same stuff Justin Harris would have people do. It just took me 2 years to find a coach that actually knew how to do math. And this was back in 2009, 2011, because they won't work with you unless they have total control over all things, right? Like they have to control your programming. They have to control your training. They have to control your gear. They have to control your food. And it's like, they knew nothing about gear. They knew nothing about nutrition. So and then they didn't know much about training either. They just thought they did. And then all I wanted was a posing coach. But in order to get him as a posing coach, I had to accept him as a nutritionist, a trainer, and all this other stuff. And not that he wanted any money. He just wanted to have complete control over what another person did. He was that insecure. He needed to have control over other people. So And that's what most low-level coaches are. When someone's at a gym and someone's like, you look good, you should do a show, they get somebody who just is buttering them up to then take control of them.
Yes.
Because they get off on manipulating other people. And it's like, you see it all the time where people will be mad. There'll be a girl who's done 2 shows and coaches, and she'll see an Instagram of a girl that she coached and she got first and then left her and said, I coach myself. And then she's now an online coach. And she's like, that bitch, she did 1 show and now she's coaching people. It's like, you did that and you've done 2 shows and you're coaching people. And it's like most of the time with the girls, it's girls come up to them and they're like, oh my God, you look so good. I want to look like you. How did you do it? And it's like, oh, I'll teach you. And then that's how it works, is that she's not soliciting to begin with. It's just everybody's coming to her trying to give her money to tell them what to do. So eventually she's like, fuck it. I work for $11 an hour answering phones and I hate it. I could be making much more money coaching people. And that's how that gets started. And then it's inspirational quotes and butthole shots when it doesn't work out as well as she had planned.
That was an epic rant, Todd. I don't know where that
I didn't even see the rant. I just saw that it was just full of thought. Sorry. I'm not mad. I'm not Mr. Oakley over there. I'm not trend out.
Impressive stream of consciousness, if not rant.
I mean, I looked at his profile. He does have a picture of himself. I mean, he looks ripped, but I've seen him post the same picture over and over again. This must be from like years ago.
Is it the one where he's looking in the mirror and he's looking down and you can see his arm and his abs or whatever, and he's leaning into the camera so that it makes his face look small? And
that's the only one I've ever seen. I didn't know if that was him or.
There's a way to de-enhance photos too. Like you can see like where people have. I did photo editing for years. I used to be a wedding photographer, and there's things you can do where you turn up the clarity, the contrast, and the sharpness, and it makes it look like you're way more ripped than what you are.
Is there a bride filter where you make the bride look less fat?
I'll show you. No.
Because that would be the most popular app ever, is if you shot the whole wedding in Snapchat and you got to use the filters, her filter that's pre-designed, so she looks better than all of her bridesmaids and looks thinner. She would have her husband pay you a fortune for that.
So I'm gonna show you guys this. So this is my old video. My old video editing, here's the picture that's on his profile. You can see how pixelated.
Oh, that looks great. That looks great.
No.
His middle dot looks great.
Look here how pixelated it is. Okay.
Yeah, it looks because you turned the sharpness up all the way.
Turn the sharpness up all the way.
And
notice here. Look here.
We can't see
where I don't see where your pointer is.
Oh, it's
use your words.
Give me a landmark. Okay, here it is.
See over here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see the curvature, yeah.
Looks like he's he's used like a tool to make his delts bigger and his triceps bigger.
Yeah, see how that's bent? That's distorted.
No,
look
I
down
don't
here
see anything. But I believe you.
Right here?
Yeah.
And then right here, and then over here too. Look on this side.
Oh, it's the sharpness to the angle.
Well, yeah, look, right.
Those out though.
Yep, and then right here, and then also like here's the photo de-enhanced. I'll show you this one.
Somebody needs to send.
You have software to undo it.
Oh,
see what it looks like regularly.
Yeah, and then what do you?
And then with the enhancements on.
We should. Yeah. Oh man, we should make this post. It's like this is what Jordan really looked like.
Yeah.
Did you turn it off yet? I can't tell.
No. See, that's with all the clarity and everything turned up, and this one is with regular. I mean, it still looks great, but you could still see where there's been
definitely manipulated.
It's like the difference between like
look right here,
the pencil version of a comic, and then like after you get it inked.
Look right here, and then look over here on the side. See how that's been manipulated. You can also see the bend in the pixels.
Yeah,
over here. So that picture has been manipulated.
I still think that looks amazing though.
No. I mean, I'm not taking anything. He's
good middle delt, a big trap, tiny waist.
it's got a decent physique. I don't want to take anything away from him, but he's definitely up with those pictures.
The good physique. It's just I don't think you need 3 grams to make that physique, but
yeah, me neither.
Well, even if he does need 3 grams, that's totally cool if you have low receptor density.
Yeah.
So you're a non-responder. It just doesn't mean that everyone else is a hypo-responder.
Yeah.
And there's no shame in using more gear. It's just bad if it's harmful on your organs. Now, let's use some common sense. If you have low receptor density on your muscles, you probably have low receptor density on your organs. So if you have to use more gear, you probably can use more gear. It's just more money. It's just more expensive for you to hit that androgen load than someone who just has a ton of receptors. It's just the whole concept that he's angry about stuff is stupid because it's off the pretense that other people are lying. And that's based off the precept that he thinks everyone responds the same like him, and that he's a hypo-responder. I'm a hypo-responder. I don't look that good, especially for 3.5 grams. I look the best I can, and I'm using as much gear as I think I need to. I might be using too much, but since I have no health consequences on blood work, I don't feel like it's dangerous what I'm doing. I could probably push the envelope more, but I don't think the limiting factor is gear. I think it's food. And I just don't see why he's angry at people, because they're not lying. Like, they're just gifted. Like, Nick Walker only uses 2 grams in the off season, and he looks like that because he is genetically gifted in that regard. It doesn't mean he doesn't do hard work. He's the most disciplined bodybuilder probably on the planet. But when you take genetics and discipline and put it together, you get Olympians.
Yeah,
a perfect storm. Yeah.
I mean, we've all seen it
I
with
agree with you,
people
Todd.
we coach. You've coached. I've coached guys that you put them on 200 milligrams of test and they explode. And then there's other dudes you can put on. Like I've seen guys run grams of gear and they never change. They look exactly the same. So there's there's these genetic outliers on both ends.
Yeah,
there definitely is.
And I'm not trying to insult anybody's intelligence and make them think that these top open pros are running TRT and getting the way they are. That's not happening. That's not what I'm saying.
Well, except for Ronnie Coleman or with Kai Green, that they got to pro status natural, then they went on gear and they exploded.
So
yeah, but even looking at Ronnie was 220 when he turned pro, and he ended up at 290. He just
it was a huge version.
He was a bigger version of Ronnie. I mean, he added fucking 70 pounds. It wasn't like
both of those men are better than me, natural, than I am.
Ronnie's an example. Ronnie's an example of good genetics meets hard, consistent work. If you want just good genetics alone, Kevin Levrone, like, he used to literally train 3 months out of the year.
Yeah.
Like, that's like, I'd say he had better genetics than Ronnie. Ronnie just was a lot more consistent. So he was obviously slightly bigger than Kevin.
Have you seen Kevin now, though?
Yeah, he looks amazing still.
Right, because I think it's because he only did it 6 months at a time.
Yeah, exactly.
So in other words,
less wear and tear on his body. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that that's.
I was just going to say, the guy that we're calling out. Yeah, definitely less mileage. Kind of like a car that's like a classic car that's driven on the weekends, put in the garage during the week. It lasts longer, yeah, as opposed to like a Subaru WRX that someone flogs. The thing about that guy that's calling everybody out for like using more than they do and stuff like that, I think the thing about it is the hypocrisy. He photoshops the fuck out of his photos. It's like, why is he trying to get all high and mighty about people being dishonest when he fucking is dishonest himself? It's like the popcorn pure black. He's clearly used the warp tool on his delts. Nobody has what would you call it, like shaped delts, or like it looks like a polygon, like it's got fucking straight edges.
I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna see if I can magnify this in.
I mean, unless he's shooting synthol in them, and that's a swelling, and that he shot up a bunch of synthol.
Todd, I did video editing for years. I'm going to show you
that's
here.
True.
I turned up the contrast on this. I'll show you. You can see.
He's like, I've been doing video editing. You're wrong. I've been doing video editing for years.
Look at the right here. I'm going to turn the contrast way up.
Okay.
See over here. See how you can see the warping on the wall behind you, and this sharp edge. let me go down here.
Yeah.
See right
Yeah,
here.
see that the tones.
It's like he's got like a
tones in the
halo effect.
Yeah.
Oh, that halo. I thought that was my vision. That's actually part of the.
Yeah, don't
Why
listen
does
to
that
anything
add-
Todd says. He's
Editing.
blind as a fucking bat. But you can see here.
Mm-hmm.
And
He's got like the Dragon Ball Z effect going on. Like,
look over here. See how it's nobody's delta shaped like that. See how it's
Yeah,
the flat part
it's got
there.
two corners.
Yeah, it's got two
There's like-
corners. So what you do, they have these things where you can drag out stuff and distort it, but you can see it over here where it was done. You see the artifacts on the other side. Yep. So anyway, you have to turn. You have to play with it in a video editor to be able to see it. But yeah.
So if we
Yeah.
did like a meta bodybuilding contest, people could just use video editors.
Nobody
to
has square
alter-
delts, dude.
With Legos.
Anyway.
If you notice too, that white line on the wall is warped a little bit downwards.
yes, it is.
So it looks
Yes,
like he's
it is.
accidentally bent that.
Yep.
See-
You can see that right there. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, this is like
Feel
the
like
stuff
this
that they do with Kim Kardashian's butt.
I feel like I'm on an episode of like
And then it,
Law and Order
girls,
right
I
now.
feel like I just ignited a fire. His head is going to explode.
Enhance.
you just tie and Clarked him. It's like he's gonna you gave him enough rope, he's gonna hang the shit out of himself with it. He's gonna Epstein himself.
Oh,
over
they
there.
can't say that, man.
What?
You
Oh.
can't say that. Yeah.
I meant was with his mouth, metaphorically, he's going to make a very angry video that's going to get him kicked off his platform. That's what I meant. Not he's going to actually do it. I don't endorse the S word. You know.
Or we gotta be careful talking about stuff like that. All right. Anyway, yeah, I'm not beating up on the guy. I honestly, my God, the God's honest truth. I feel bad for him. I really do. I wish there was some way. He probably needs some help.
Yeah,
Does he
you're right.
compete, or does he just use dangerous levels of
I don't
gear?
know that he's
Because-
ever competed that I know of. Maybe.
Look, I
Can you
think he's
imagine-
probably just a troll at the end of the day. At the most of it, I don't know. I feel like he's probably not serious with a lot of this stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah, it may be just a way to generate business. And if it is, it's a clever one.
Okay, if it walks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, who puts on the troll costume and acts like a fucking troll all goddamn day long, only to take it off at the end of the
True.
day, go home and be a perfectly well-adjusted individual? I'm crying foul, Colton. I'm sorry.
Well, Justin
I think
Harris.
I think he acts like a troll because he is a fucking troll in online and in real life. That's what I'm saying. right now.
I've only seen him ever post 2 pictures of himself on his profile. There's only 2 that I've ever seen. It's the same 2 over and over and over.
Justin says that he trolls people for fun.
That's what he was saying in that video we just watched. There were clearly people saying, like, well, show us some recent pics then. And you could kind of see in his eyes and hear in his voice that he was doing a little song and dance. Oh, well, I got, they're up recent pictures in my reels and in my feed. And like, where are they? Show us. Show us right now.
Mhm.
You know?
Yeah,
He
I don't.
thinks he
Hard on
doth
right now
protest
because
too
we're
much.
giving
That's
him
all
so
I'm
much
saying.
attention.
Yeah, I've only ever seen the two pics. That's it.
That may well be the case, but
I've heard he's
I
a
don't
good
know. I
coach.
like people with integrity.
I mean, okay,
Call me
like I have
crazy.
to call bullshit on that. How good can you be if you think the average person uses 3 grams of gear? That means that your average client's on 3 grams of gear,
Yeah,
which means that you're killing people.
yeah, that's dangerous.
Because not everyone can handle that. I know I can handle it. I took
Yeah.
15 years worth of testing the water. I didn't just stick my toe in. I took my toenail off, threw it in the water, and then ran lab analysis on the water for 4 years before I used the stuff. So it's like the idea that it took me 15 years to get up to this dose, and no doctor can even read the blood work. They don't understand it. So in the case of this guy, how can he keep people safe and healthy on 3 grams of gear? If he thinks the average person uses 3 grams of gear, that means the average client uses 3 grams of gear. There's no way you could.
The
No
troll
way.
trolling the troll.
Oh, he's a shit coach. Okay, cool.
Well, I take
Yeah.
everything that Emperor Shi
We don't know
says with a
that.
grain
I
of
don't
salt.
want to. I don't want to
Grain of salt. It's a funny
Listen,
joke.
I think we're doing the counterintuitive here, and we're making this podcast all about him. So maybe
yeah, enough about him. I don't want to say. I mean, I wish him all the best.
I hope the name of the podcast was.
I hope he finds peace and knows that I don't hate him, and I'm just trying to help people. I try to be open and honest, and I hope the guy.
But I will say just one more thing. I have to say, he called Jackie several names, and I was like, dude, that was super uncool. Very, very misogynistic esque type stuff, and I'm not one to, be a cyber. I'm not big on misogyny or anything like that. I don't care really, but
I don't care for bullies.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's more misogyny bothers me. I mean,
what did you say about Jackie?
Just
we can't say
stupid stuff.
It was bad.
Stuff.
What was the context? Was she sticking up for Paul and he attacked her?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he put a video up about her that was not very nice.
Paul, I applaud you for, as always, being the bigger man. I'm going to opt out of being the bigger person in
I
this,
mean, I generally hope people find a
instance.
better path in life. I don't like just like I don't wish anybody harm. I try to treat everybody with kindness and dignity.
I wish he decides to travel a nobler path as well, but I also say wish in one hand and shit in the other and see which fills up faster.
I hope
he's not going to change.
maybe he will truly take that born in Christ thing seriously. And actually be more Christ-like.
Yeah, they don't want him.
Why is it that I wasn't mad about him making fun of Paul, but I'm really mad about him making fun of Jackie, and I haven't even seen one.
Yeah.
Well, Jackie came to my defense, and then he made a video about her. I mean, he said some really not so nice things about her. I don't want to give him any more. It was not cool.
Jackie's never done anything controversial, so it's like, why the fuck would you?
Straight up, Jackie is like the nicest.
All she does is
pretty low man to like pick on a chick too.
I think she got 2 overalls in her 2 shows. That's more than this piece of shit will ever do in his whole life.
Yeah.
Okay, so
this has turned into an intense episode.
Look at some questions.
Let's cross the line, though.
I want to take some
talk about TV shows.
So, do you guys see Fallout?
Yeah, dude, it's fucking awesome.
I love Fallout. It's so good.
It's so good.
It was actually.
I watched it all in like one day.
Me too. I watched it literally in one day off. I was like,
I think I've got 2 episodes left. But
I got judged for it.
Speaking of that, my daughter is in the background right now playing Fallout 4.
Hey,
I beat all that shit, man. I'm a fucking OG.
Yeah, me too. I played since the original
Fallout. I was actually impressed with how little they deviated from the actual games.
Yeah,
I mean,
I was really happy.
It's crazy what happens when you respect the IP and sort of like cater it to the audience that already exists, the fans, like do a bit of fan service. Like
clearly Disney had nothing to do with this.
Right.
Jackie says, I appreciate it, guys. Dave was the one commenting and came after me, and then he came after me. Okay. Yeah, well,
that's even better.
You take the bullets for Dave.
That's even more despicable behavior on Jordan's part.
Well, it's a good thing that he went after Jackie, because I know Dave can't handle that.
Well, on another note, how's everybody doing? I'm fantastic.
I just can't handle that negativity.
I feel like I'm feeding the trolls. I shouldn't do this. Usually I just block, ignore, and move on. And it was just like so ridiculous.
Well, here's the thing. Let's be responsible
though. In the mud a little bit today.
Don't address it. If you don't address it, people who follow you might think this guy knows what he's talking about and might actually replicate it or approximate it. So if we
if we're going to be honest, he was slandering me. Really, it was
right,
untrue,
which is
I just
illegal.
Don't care. I don't really care.
But the thing is if you don't call it into light and make a statement about it, it's almost like you're complicit in it. Because it's
and I don't want people thinking that I endorse anything like that. That's not
right.
That's
so we had to address it, and then we didn't know what his video was. His video is making an ass out of himself, like when Ty and Clark came back at Kurt.
Be careful. Yeah, I don't like mentioning people's names. Yeah, I don't like talking bad about other people, to be honest with you. But this guy, it made it personal. So like, I don't know. Anyway, let's take some questions. Let's see what we got here.
We got a few that people paid for. This is we'll start with this silly one from Salad 2K. It's not a serious question, but if you got bitten by a tick and injected Tren into it or injected in the fat around the tick, will the tick die or become a super tick?
Super tick. Super tick.
It would become. Did you ever see the tick? The cartoon?
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the origin story.
That's the origin story.
That was a great cartoon.
It was a weird one. Silly question. Thank you, Salad. we needed that bit of levity. JT asks, Kolton, I know you said you might make a video, but what is everyone's opinion on test Undecanoate and how to use it in an enhanced setting or cycle? Only thing prescribed for TRT in some countries.
I just want to clear up one thing about this before you guys go on. So there's kind of almost a myth. Todd, let me know the rest of you, let me know what you think about this. People seem to think that this is going to have an extraordinarily long half-life. Now it's undecanoate, which means it's 11 carbon chain. Cypionate's an 8 carbon chain. So therefore, it's only 3 more carbons. So the half-life wouldn't be maybe like at most 24 more hours than testosterone cypionate, which is 3 or 4 days for most people. I mean, we're talking about a half-life of maybe 7 days. I don't even think that 5 to 7 days.
All right.
So I don't think the half-life is going to be that extended on testosterone on Decanoate.
All right. So
what do you think, Todd?
11 carbons versus 8 carbons.
Yeah.
I think it'd be like at most 2-week half-life. And that's because these long carbon chains have long tails. I agree with you that the basic active life is 3 to 4 days. Although the tail lasts for so long, it lasts for like a month, so that the actual mean half-life is 7 days, but the effective half-life is more like 4 days.
Yeah,
right. So
do you think he's confusing? I was going to say, do you think he's confusing it with undecanoate?
He's probably talking about undecanoate because testosterone undecanoate is becoming popular, and
because of they believe the problem is swallow it.
But people think you can take it once a month. Yeah, right. And
they think you can take it orally, and then it goes through your lymphatic system, and it skips the liver portal system. And that, although it's true, it still doesn't actually work as good as just injecting it.
Yeah.
And thus it makes it an interesting idea, but it's still not going to work. You still have to use a needle. There's no way for pussies to be macho by swallowing needles. If you have to at least use a needle to get an actual testosterone.
According to the NIH, the pharmacokinetics of it says 18.3 day half-life.
Yeah, right. But it also says that testosterone cypionate half-life is you can find different numbers everywhere. And I don't see how that half-life is anywhere close to being real.
Or maybe it's not.
Well, you could always take someone who's unhealthy, and then you can force the results of the study that you want.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
What isn't it too? Like with the esters, the metabolism varies wildly from person to person too.
Yeah, extremely.
Yeah, that's why they got.
Like cypionate can have anywhere from a 1 day half-life to it, like maybe an 8 day half-life and an outlier. Although that I've never seen that. Most people metabolize cypionate in 2 days, 2 or 3 days. Like, I mean, for a half-life. Like,
so that's why I have everyone use everyday injections for every compound.
Yeah,
you can't fuck that up.
Yeah, and some people, process it much quicker than others.
Yeah,
and with undecanoate being only 3 more carbons, like, I mean, I know it might not be exactly the same, but we got to think, what's the difference between the half-life and propionate, which is a 3 carbon ester, and cypionate, which is an 8 carbon ester? Like, propionate is what, like, I don't know, maybe 12 to 18 hour half-life, if that. And then cypionate is 3 or 4 days, if probably not even that. I mean, so undecanoate with 3 more carbons, 3 more carbon chain. I mean, we're only talking about 24 more hours from cypionate. So maybe 5 to 7 day half-life.
I mean, I would say it's probably 11 to 14, but it just depends. It's certainly not a big difference.
Yeah, it's not going to be a big difference. That's kind of more my point. People think that you can take it once a month, and that's not. I actually have a few patients on Undecanoate, and it's not. There's no indication that they could take it once a month and have
the idea,
any kind of stable levels.
Yeah, the idea is they take such a large bolus. I think that's the reason why they're doing it so frequently. But yeah, it's just not smart. Like, I mean, even if you were to take the whole 1 or 2 grams every whatever it is, 6 weeks, it's still like you're having such a massive drop off by the end of that period. It's
I honestly wouldn't take testosterone Undecanoate any differently than Cypionate. I would take it the same.
Most people fall between either every day, every other day, or twice a week. Like, most people will find a happy medium in between that.
Yeah, right. And it's like, as we indicated, it's different for everybody to how fast you process it.
Yeah, and also how much you aromatize. Like, if you need more estradiol, then you'll inject less frequently. Things like that. Like, you have to kind of dial it in.
I noticed from
I think like Todd said, starting every day and then adjusting from there. Like, if you're getting, say, too little estrogen, then maybe move to every other day. If that bumps everything in the physiologic range, sit there.
Yeah. I would do it every day and just turn up the knob until you get enough estrogen.
Now, do you think you possibly, I don't know, I'm just the bro scientist. I mean, do you possibly metabolize these things quicker as you get leaner? It seems like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It makes sense.
Because it's fat soluble. So there's going to be less. It's going to hang out in the fat cells.
There would be a genetic component to it as well, but also the increased metabolism, and the fat solubility would change as well as you got leaner.
I think
also you aromatase differently.
You're also on exogenous thyroid hormones usually in contest prep, so that'd be another factor, the increase in metabolic rate from the T4 and T3.
Yeah.
All right.
Again, the only way to be safe is to do it every day.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I do anyway on prep. On the off season, I get lazy and don't want to do it every day. I just get tired of injecting. So
me too. I just still do it every day.
I don't know, and that's why I lower my doses in the off season.
What's interesting is the difference. Like, it's strange. I used to be, in the more the bodybuilding world, and now that I'm more in the TRT treatment world, like it's different. Like, we have to be concerned about different things, about people feeling optimal, like the way they feel, avoiding side effects, so it's different. It's coming from the bodybuilding world and then now coming into the treatment world it's interesting.
Yeah.
It's
like bodybuilders, they don't give a shit about how they feel. They just
the side effects don't really matter. It's like, so what? You're like, you're fatigued or your nipples are sensitive. Like, who cares? But or you're kind of fatigued every day. But those are the main things to take care of in the treatment TRT world.
Yeah,
I've definitely noticed as you push the doses up, the fatigue gets crazy sometimes. The
fatigue you can hit a wall.
Well, I just backed out my test this last week. I went from 250 a day down to 200 because it was just like I couldn't sleep at night, and then I was tired all day.
Yeah, immense lethargy. Like, you can hit this wall, and it can be a very, like, you just go over this threshold, and suddenly, boom, you hit a wall, and you can't get off the couch, and you're fatigued and lethargic.
Right. Like, the insanity of those crazy doses, like, I just couldn't tolerate that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't function.
That's what I was saying, especially with that guy showing that he thought you might be on like 100 milligrams of Anavar, 100 milligrams of Winstrol. Like all that alone would just wipe you out. Like, you wouldn't be able to move. You wouldn't be able to get off the couch.
You know how wrecked my stomach would be?
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, and ulcers. You'd get an ulcer.
Yeah.
You'd bleed out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, what good is your drug dose if you can't eat, sleep, or just get shit done?
Enjoy the fact that you do have this
Josh with the winter comment. I'm fighting blood, coach, but I feel bigger.
Exactly, yeah.
You think I should go see a doctor, or I don't know? I'm asking you, coach.
Yeah.
That was like the guy I said in the group today. The guy who told me his statin C was like 7.6 or whatever. I'm like, what the fuck are you on? I'm like, just a random Instagram. I'm like, I feel bad for the dude. It's like, fuck, people just like, I swear they just inject first and think later.
I knew a couple guys who gave themselves a rhabdo from just taking too many anabolics. And
Yeah, I've seen that happen before.
Oh my god.
That's
That's tragic.
Usually it's orals.
Yeah.
I've had a couple people that have put themselves in the hospital with DHB. I've heard of. Have reached out to me. That's a good one for putting yourself in the hospital.
It's not uncommon to see people put themselves in the hospital from using too many painkillers too. Surprisingly, I know a few people have gone completely like Simpsons mode from taking too many painkillers.
Yeah.
Like, it blows me away how many bodybuilders would be doing all the stuff that's already
like
stressing their kidneys, and then they're
and
pounding 1,000 milligrams of ibuprofen every day.
Yeah. It's terrible.
Yeah.
Every once in a
All
while,
right.
some people putting themselves in the hospital from too much THC. I hate to see it. I hate to see it.
That happened to me. We talked about that story before.
Did we talk about that story? I don't remember.
Yeah, we're Colin put me in the hospital with that. He
love
made
that
his pot
story.
brownies too strong.
Well, too strong is a relative term. They're too strong for one person.
Sammy G is asking me, did they tell you how much DHB I would not touch DHB with a 10-foot fucking pole, man. I gotta be careful. I had a guy come to me that his ALT and AST were almost 2,000 running.
That's fast.
DHB. Yeah, and it's not the first time I've seen it.
My ALT ST were 1,000 when I had glandular fever.
Yeah, that's nuts, man.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean,
I was bedridden for like 6 weeks. It was fucked.
Oh man.
I guess it's possible. Like I did a deep dive on DHB. I've actually never taken it, but I took a lot of anecdotal data, and there's evidence that it has an affinity of significance to the mineralocorticoid receptor, so it can increase inflammation, CKP, and just inflammatory markers if you do it in too high of a dose. So, and that really adversely affects some people when they get too high, but a lot of people like it.
I would say run the doses very conservative,
very small.
People liken it to Tren. People
people compare it to
say
Tren.
the results are similar to it. I've heard somebody say it's like a cleaner version of Tren. I don't know how much I agree with that, but I can see it's similar to Tren.
I've read the same
seen
thing.
A couple people really mess themselves up on DHB, so I don't know. It just makes me hesitant.
Yeah.
Well, when you've got all these other tools in your toolbox, why not use one that's less volatile?
That's always my argument with
more
people.
studied.
Like, why did people go to the things that are the most toxic, the least studied, and have the worst side effects? Why wouldn't you just use more Primo?
Yeah.
Test Primo, EQ, or Deca if you handle it. Like they're tried and true.
Use more
Yeah,
GH.
Everybody knows how to swing a hammer. That's why.
Yeah.
Like bros had this association with feeling like we were talking about it earlier, but like the shittier they feel, the better it must be working.
Yeah, they associate side effects with effectiveness.
Yeah.
Which is a crock of shit.
Todd, what does your shirt say?
He's waiting all
I work out.
podcast.
I agree with that sentiment.
That's awesome.
Which
I don't want
isn't
to go on
true.
a diet. I just work
I
out.
like. I had a girlfriend who called me Trash Panda. So because in the middle of the night she could hear me eating in the kitchen. Like so.
Trash Panda. That just reminded me. Do you guys know what an ibis bird looks like?
No.
Yeah.
It must
It's
be an
kinda like
Australian thing.
It's like a weird looking kind of like. Look up an ibis if you can get a photo up, Paul.
Look up
We call
God
them
of
bin
Knowledge
chickens in
Sloth.
Australia because they're always on the bins and they're just eating the garbage. And you just reminded me of it when he said, what was it, trash something?
Trash
Is it
Panda.
they look pretty.
Yeah.
What are they called?
Ibis bird?
They're called
Ibis.
they're called ibis birds, IBIS.
Is this it?
Yeah,
Yep.
I think so. Yeah, but we
What
call the ones. Yeah, that's them. We call them bin chickens because they're always around Australia in like bins. Just they're fucking weird. I tell you that. Eh?
Bin chickens, bro.
Bin chicken.
Wow.
That is a very Australian thing.
Yeah.
I've never heard that one before.
If you look up our turkeys, you'll piss yourself when you see what our turkeys look like too. They look like a retarded cousin of like the American turkey. They look so bad.
And
eh?
after
I'm pretty
all
sure that's
that,
what Australia is as a whole.
Nick that got us demonetized.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Todd won already.
Yeah, you hit it off pretty early talking about, stuff.
Let's see. Australian turkey, you said?
Yeah.
Folks, we cover everything here.
Yeah, we cover flora, fauna, everything.
Fauna.
All right, I'm learning a lot about Australia. It looks like a buzzard.
Look, how ugly is that thing?
It looks like a vulture.
Running around.
It looks like a vulture on the front end, and it looks like a goth peacock on the back end.
It's gonna get like a look on his face, like it's not sure if it forgot to turn the oven off at home. Like,
a goth
It's like you try to draw a turkey by memory.
I swear, every animal in Australia either looks retarded or it's deadly. Like there's no in between. It's just like that looks fucked up, or that's gonna kill you. Like stay away from it either way.
Yeah, Australia has the most poisonous life forms.
Oh man,
I can't get over
says
bin
he tried
chicken, dude.
DHB. What's that?
Bin chicken just kills me. It's like
Bin chicken.
it sounds like a racial slur or something. I really hope it's not.
I gotta start using bin chicken.
Aussies have fun names for everything. I've been watching Love on the Spectrum in Australia, and some of the stuff that people say crack me up.
Oh yeah,
dude. It's the best living here because everyone's from different places. You just hear the wildest thing. It's fucking great.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking cool here, eh? Like especially all the Russians in Pattaya. So many Russians, and they say some funny shit.
They say, "Wow."
Are they just trying to get away from the craziness over there?
Yeah,
I think part of it's like they also like the women here.
I'm sure he does.
To be honest, yeah, that's kind of the thing. A lot of people here are for the scene.
I've never heard that about Thailand.
No.
Never heard that about Thailand. I thought it was all about the food.
People are very passionate about like the culture and the history. I did not know that before. Colton.
What do the Thai men do if you have all of these rich foreigners coming for the women?
they just get.
It's a really shitty situation, man. I don't even like talking about it because it's honestly kind
I guess
it's sad.
I guess you shouldn't talk about it then.
Yeah, it's kind of sad.
Yeah.
I mean, is that why there's so many ladyboys? Is they have no choice but to dress up like women? Okay, so he nods. All right, so that's I nailed it.
All right, what do we got next?
I'm like Lord of the Bad Subjects today.
Is that
Sorry,
muscle,
man.
That looks like muscle factory in the background of the photo. Is
Gotta adjust your filter.
Biobuilder, is he in Thailand? Biobuilder Leo. It looks like Pattaya's muscle factory in the background.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Looks like it.
I'm sure he can comment. He can answer you in the comments. But he's saying he recently started Paul's 2023 power building cycle offered on his website.
It's not a cycle. It's a training.
I'm sorry. A power. Yeah, my apologies. I said cycle. Yeah. The exercise. The program. He's looking at Pull Day B and seeing the first exercise mentioned being Dante rows with cables, and he wants to know what the form.
You can sub anything out for that. That's just a warm up thing. It's just an old thing I learned from Dante. You and I used to do them, Colin. They're with the cables. You can look them up on YouTube. You'll find.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. It's just it's basically a standard Dante row.
It's sort of like a weird. I don't even know how to describe it.
So my understanding is
it's externally rotated, and you pull in like that, or
I'm gonna see if I can find it was a Dante Trudell special.
Justin Harris has a video of him doing them.
Yeah, he does.
Here's Chris. I like Chris Edmonds. He's got a good video on it. We'll see if Chris shows it, but it's almost like a bent over pullover. I don't know how to describe it. Here we go.
Oh, I know what you mean. Yeah, it's kind of like a row, but like an arcing motion.
Here we go.
I never really felt it.
It's good for warming up. I use it for warming up, loosen up, like sort of the scapula, get the scapula looking.
I think the key feature is your spine is not in its normal lordotic arch. That it's you're just using just the lower portion of the lats this way.
And you can internally or externally rotate here, which I prefer. Supinate your grip and externally rotate the humerus.
I may need to add these back into our routine. I haven't been doing them for a while, but these are.
I love them.
And thanks for Chris for sharing. Giving Chris a shout out. He's the head trainer over at Mountain Dog now. Chris is a good guy.
Yeah.
Okay, what do we got next?
We got a request from Brandon. Can we get Todd on the next season of Love on the Spectrum?
So gnarly. I would pay for that to happen.
I would pay good money.
So is it like real world, like, or is it?
Oh
like
no, it's real world.
Yeah, they're gonna find you. They're gonna find you.
It's real world.
Potential matches and send you on dates.
They put a camera and have me go on dates, and they get to see how bad I am actually.
It'd be like getting the ultimate dating service because they're really trying to find people who would be compatible with you.
Which is so nobody's compatible. I have to put on a mask. What I do is I like profile the shit out of the person I'm supposed to go on the date with, and I construct a persona that will actually match because I would not match with anyone. So it's like
a really good fit.
I think you're making a really strong case right now.
Todd, you got to go on this show. Todd,
so it's like
on the show.
It's so funny because like Bumble is so disorganized and the Tinder's so organized, but like the Bumble women are real women and the Tinder women aren't real women. So it's like but it's like on Tinder they tell you everything you need to know. They tell you their sign and they tell you their personality type, their Myers-Briggs. Whereas on Bumble it's stuff like I like flowers. You're like, okay, that doesn't help me at all. But if I knew like you're ENFP, I'm like, this is gonna be a nightmare. And it's like like nothing's going to be less compatible than an ENFP. It's like, let's make her a fucking Sagittarius too. Like an ENFP Sagittarius, that's going to be a shit show.
Oh, he would definitely be great on Love on the Spectrum. You know what? The thing that always makes me think of Todd when I watch Love on the Spectrum is how all the people in there have very specific requirements. See my dog getting in here. Like it's like only like if they don't meet every criteria on the checklist. Like, remember the one dude like had the checkbox like yes or no, and he was like writing down no when the girl was sitting right in front of him.
So
he's like, are you big on nature? And she's like, not really. And he writes down not big on nature and then crosses the no box. And she's just like watching him do it. He's like completely unaware that he's
the producer's like, you're not supposed to do that
socially in this instance.
It's like you're not supposed to do it. It's like, really?
I actually
who runs the show comes over. He's like, did you just mark no in front of her? And he's like, ooh, was I not supposed to do that?
So I actually have this thing where I have a list and I'm like, okay, so I have 4 rules. I was like, no verbal abuse, no physical abuse, no lying, and no peanut. And then they always, because they can't pass the first 3, they're like, no penis. And I was like, yeah, because I only had 3 rules and I learned the hard way you need to have that 4th rule in it. Usually they start laughing like it was a joke, but you don't get pushback on the first 3. But they also just gloss over it. So it's like, oh, this is a bad sign. What one of the guys in the shows.
Yeah, one of the guys on the show's from Boston.
That's awesome.
He basically sells a bunch of merch now. I can't remember the guy's name. He's super cool. I laugh because he does IT and it's with Colin and I.
Oh yeah, it's James.
James, yeah, James. I love James. Yeah, the people on the show are very likable. It's just I don't know. We've talked about it a million times. It's just like if you want something to make you feel good about life at the end of the day, You know, to see these old, they're brutally honest, but at the same time, it's
refreshing.
Sweet. Yeah.
I just saw in the comments, Sebum and Courtney had their baby girl named Bradley. I didn't know Bradley was a girl's name.
It can be. There's Bradley.
Oh, so it's a unisex name.
It's going to grow up to be a tank, so they had to name her Bradley.
Literally, she's had an Instagram page for half an hour, and it's already at nearly 2,000 followers.
Amy, we should have had Amy back on for this conversation this week. On a date with Todd about the tap out, he brings up Alien Invasion's bartender. You know
what would be funny though is if me and Amy or someone who's just a friend went on a date, would set up a camera, and then pretended we were actually on a date, and then it was like we actually role played out what it'd be really like if we were on a first date, and then we could post it, because then it wouldn't be like illegal. Because I think if you put up a camera and filmed you on a first date with someone and got it candidly, then you'd be in trouble with the law if you post it. But if they knew ahead of time they're going to be filmed, they'd act different, unless of course it's someone and it's not a real date. But then I guess the whole pretense is false. See, I don't know how to do it, because I once wanted to do is like set up one of those micro cameras where you could just walk up and approach women and get their reactions when you talk to them. Because like Bradley Martin did this once, right? Where he would walk up to girls and his friend was hiding with the camera and filming it. And it was so funny because he thought it would go different. It was like 12 out of 12 girls shot him down. Because I think his point was, guys think that because girls say I'm good looking and attractive, that it's easy for me. And then he did a video where he walked around and every single girl shot him down. They wouldn't even look at him. Like they just ignored him completely or kept walking.
I got to share this one with you guys before we. Amy says she's 100% for that date.
Right, well, we'll talk about this separately.
We'll bring the camera equipment.
Yeah, I've got the cameras. Chase shared this. This is how he's watching the show right now.
Oh, that's so cute.
Cotton 4K. That's great. His wife took that picture. That's so cute. Oh.
It's crazy that child is like the size of Chase's arm.
I shudder to think what that baby's first words are going to be if she's watching our podcast.
The R word.
Tren. We didn't say that.
Tren.
Tren.
Sarastin.
That is such a grandpa chair. That is like a chair a grandpa would have for sure.
It's like an orthopedic chair. I want a chair that you hit a button and it just ejects you forward, so you just land on your feet and go. You don't have to actually get up out of the chair. Yeah,
gotcha. Sure.
Oh man, Chase. We love you, Chase. We miss you today, bud. You should be on here with the baby. Oh man. Let's grab another. I saw Emperor Sheev had a serious question for me. I like
the Chase's baby cute already. You know, like newborn babies are less than cute, and then by this point, Anna's actually really cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, they all look like
artistic way of saying your baby's cute. All right.
With the rare, serious question for Paul: how much do you think stretch marks or surgery scars negatively affect how judges see you on stage?
Even I'm not that insensitive to think that's an appropriate question.
No, I mean it's a serious question. I get guys ask me all that. I do have some scars and stretch marks at the bottom of my stomach. I had a mini tummy tuck done, and he told me there's nothing he could do about the stretch marks. The weird thing with the stretch marks, I was never. I mean, I got fat, but I was never like morbidly obese. I don't think. And it's just like I just have shitty skin. I just have really, really shitty skin. I don't know. I mean, you can see. I don't know how much you can see here.
Holy shit! I've never seen Paul get up before.
You can see the scar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit of stretch mark at the bottom.
Yeah, some people that's the thing. Some people get a lot of stretch marks and a lot of loose skin from like barely any weight gain, and then other people can get morbidly obese and then it just tightens back up. It's odd. I think a lot of it has to do with the collagen level in the skin and a few other factors.
I just tell them to put an extra coat of the tan on and you can't see it. Sometimes the tan makes it worse though. It's weird because like the tan almost like highlights the color.
Yeah.
Oh, it makes the stretch marks look a different tone to the rest.
Yeah,
of the
they
thing.
make them look a different tone. So I've had that issue happen before. Whatever the tan.
You shut your
What
mic
just
off.
happened?
Oh,
Your mic came
Paul,
out.
you
Unplug
turned
your
your mic
mic.
off.
There we go. It came unplugged.
Yeah, better.
Whatever the tan was they used at Masters USA's, that was the best tan I've ever had at a show.
I think they're meant to. Are they meant to
Who
use
is
the same
who's
tan
the
everywhere? Pro tan.
company?
No, it wasn't
No.
Pro-Tan. It
I
was a
think-
different Liquid Sun Rays.
Pro-
That's what it was.
If you go with,
Yeah.
if you got a pro show and they're using Protan, yeah. But yeah, like Liquid Sun Rays is different. It's got a reddish tinge to it.
Yeah, it looked really
Whereas-
good on me.
I like it.
I've never
All I
used
know
Liquid
is-
Sun Rays.
Whatever tan they've got at the show, use that tan. Never do it yourself. Always use the tan that they're doing.
Oh
at the
yeah,
show
because you don't want to look different than everybody else.
you
on the
don't
stage.
Yeah, you'll
Yeah.
stick out like
I
a
don't.
thumb.
I don't know how the judges view those stretch marks. I've never had anybody comment on it. I don't know. It hasn't seemed to affect me in placings. I still place high.
I mean, you are competing in over 45 masters, right? So it's like everybody's going to have some type of skim issues at that point.
I mean, I've competed in regular classes too, and I've just like
Oh,
it hasn't been. I do things to hide it though, like with posing, like my hands clasp thing in front. That's why I do my most muscular that way, so you can sort of hide it. It's from the side. I picked my side that looks better. There's just some things you can do with posing to hide it, but I don't know. I mean, maybe it affects. I'm trying to find a picture of me on stage. I don't think it's that notice. I mean, you were there, Colin. Could you notice it on stage?
No, that's we should maybe speak to a judge about, like ask them that question and see what they say. But in my opinion, you can't really see it from the audience. And I was pretty close. The judges were maybe like 20 feet closer than I was to the stage.
Let me go back.
Can't really see it. And so I doubt that they sort of
I'm
take
more
it
worried
into
about my
any
old man
serious
ass than
account.
anything.
Flat. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. You can see, like, I pull my hand across a little bit from the side to hide it. I mean, you can see it
I don't see shit.
Yeah,
a
you
little
really
bit.
I don't think it's
Just
not
like a
negative
little
though. It
one.
doesn't look bad or anything. You can,
Yeah.
if you pay attention, you can see it. But
I mean, here it was at the finals.
It's crazy how much taller you are than everyone.
yeah,
Yeah, it was. But I don't think it's, I don't know. You can see it a little bit.
But
You can
it's
see the
to
scar.
the point where it's not really. I don't really think it impacts the definition and the separation of your muscles. I'd imagine like shitty tattoos would negatively impact your placing more than a bit of scarring. Like
Yeah,
shitty
I'll see.
tattoos and stuff
I'll
like that,
see
yeah.
women a lot of times. I'm not trying to discount anything with the women, but I'll see that they'll get the stomach tattoo across the hide, like tummy tuck surgeries or this
C-sections.
C-sections. Yeah, so I'll see that sometimes, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure it has some effect. I mean, there's some subconscious things that the judges see. They may not process it, but you're ultimately going to be attracted to the physique that you find the most appealing, right?
Right. I mean, we could talk about bikini and why girls all have breast implants, right? There's a reason behind it. They're not part of the judging criteria necessarily, but it's sort of just an opinion that's formed, whether you like it or not.
Yeah,
Well,
I
they
guess
look-
you want to stick out in a good way on stage, not in a bad way. And it's like
It's
not
like
saying
having
that
a big
not
beard
having
on
implants is
stage.
bad, but it's like you look like the black sheep if you don't have them, if everyone else does. Yeah.
It's like having a big beard on stage too. Like, I think that sort of distracts from your physique. People get focused in on the beard.
Having like a lot of tattoos, maybe. I
A
don't know.
lot of tattoos. Yeah, I mean, you can't. It's hard
Man
to tell if
bun.
somebody's peeled. I don't know. I think you want to just do everything you possibly can to keep from distracting from your physique.
Mm-hmm.
Presentation matters. Man bun.
Man buns are distracting.
I don't really see them anymore. They seem to have disappeared. They've kind of, that was a thing for a few
Thankfully.
years, and they've kind of faded off.
I think they got
into the ether now.
associated with a veganism and CrossFit so badly that dudes just started cutting them off.
That's why I got rid of mine. Yeah.
Oh, you had
I
one?
didn't have the man bun.
Oh, man, come
I didn't
on.
have a man bun. I had like a full head of hair, like my
full
ponytail. Like
having long hair like a metalhead is cool, but actually wearing the man bun, it's just kind of like
the only people that should have a man bun are samurai.
He put it in a ponytail. It wasn't necessarily a bun. It was like a.
But that's different. That's totally different.
But still, like I saw too many like soft guys getting my haircut or like my hairstyle, and I was like, I don't want to be associated with these like little like sensitive little. I don't know. So I just cut mine off, and I also wanted to donate it too. So yeah,
for good cause.
I could go with the.
I didn't want to get
man.
mistaken for somebody sensitive who would do something so selfless, like cut their hair off and donate it to people in need. I'm on to you, Nicholas. I see you.
So hold on. There's two types of sensitive, right? There's emotionally vulnerable and empathic, and unfortunately, one's good and one's bad, and they get lumped in together as one word. And I used to think that they're totally separate, but I realized that you have to be able to feel your own feelings for you to feel other people's feelings.
Yeah.
It's
so like you can't that's why they're one word, is that the two aspects, the good and the bad, come together. It's a double-edged sword.
I feel like I'm
like,
watching an episode right now.
Yeah, I know. It's like this is what an 8-year-old figures out, but I figured it out at 23.
Now, Todd, when we go on this
thing, too many soy boys with like ponytails. I was like, I can't be associated with soy boys. Get rid of it.
That is the best part of Love on the Spectrum is what they practice letting the other people talk. Here's Todd in this situation.
He's sick of the bin chickens.
Soy boy bin chickens. Bin chickens. All right, let's grab. We had a couple more paid questions, and I'm going to wrap up.
We did. We got S225 here. Can lifting and cardio the day before blood work cause 105 ALT and 59 AST? I'm running 300 tests with no orals. All other markers are in range. I see Todd shaking nodding his head rather.
Yep.
Intense exercise, a high protein diet, and fasting can cause increased ALT.
Mm-hmm. And the way you know for sure is because AST's got a shorter half-life than ALT. So if you did it, if your AST was higher than your ALT, that would be a little suspicious. But your ALT is almost always going to be higher than your ALT because it's in your system longer. The easiest way to remember that is short ST, long LT.
Mm-hmm. Okay. These things are all functions of breaking down your body's proteins for energy. When you're intense exercise or fasting or high protein diet, you're actually using proteins as energy, and that is a little hard on your liver, so it will raise your AST, ALT.
Well, it's not like that. They're not liver enzymes; they're muscle enzymes.
They're not non-specific.
That they're not like it's aspartamine transfer as it's aspartamine transferase. Yeah. And then the other one is alanine transferase.
Yeah.
And it's like there's. You can tell the doctor doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about when he calls them liver enzymes, because they're not liver enzymes; they're muscle.
They just get lumped into the liver function test, even though they're
because
not liver enzymes.
The only doctors, the normal doctors, all they ever deal with are couch potatoes and alcoholics, and so their ALT will be elevated because they're an alcoholic. So they're like
non-alcoholic fatty liver disease.
Yeah. So.
Oh, sorry, alcoholic fatty liver disease.
I've had a few people that hit me up that'll have fatty infiltration of the liver. I had, when I went through my obese phase and I came back to do bodybuilding, I had a fatty strip on my liver. And when I did that contest prep where I got completely depleted, it went away. The doctor said he'd never seen anything like it before. I just don't think people diet down that hard.
They don't. It's that's why fasting is so effective at getting rid of it too.
Yeah.
But there's a study out there.
Go ahead. Sorry.
You don't need to fast. You could just diet like a bodybuilder. That's going to be extreme enough.
There's a really good study that shows if you lose about, on average, 7% of your total body weight, usually you'll reduce or completely eliminate fatty liver disease. most people, it's just probably stop eating so much for so long, and then you'll reduce much of what you have.
It was that strip that I had on my liver
body
was
fat to like 14%.
I mean, I don't know where I was at. I was probably 30% body fat, but the fatty strip I had on my liver was completely gone after I dieted down hard for that show.
All inflammatory markers improve as you get leaner, typically.
Yeah.
To a point. There's a point of diminishing returns, and once you cross a threshold, they start increasing again, I think.
All right, next one.
Got NN here. Is sustanon or testosterone decanate as suppressive like Tren or the 19 Nors when you come off? How long do they stay in your system suppressing you?
I don't know.
I don't know.
He's talking about HPTA, right? I mean, they all suppress HPTA.
Yeah. All of these will, and I mean, the length of time would depend on the ester using. Like Decanoate is a 10 carbon chain, 10 carbon ester, so that would probably last the longest. Or nandrolone lasts a while in your system as well. So some of the 19. So it depends on how long the ester is to how long it will suppress. But yes,
Ryan, have you ever seen the Harlem study? It was not a controlled study, but it was more like a survey they did. They had, I think they took 100. I think they took 100 bodybuilders, something like that, and had half of them do PCT and then half of them not do PCT, and they checked them like at 90 days, 60 days. I think it was 9 months and then a year, and then like the recovery of HPTA over the long period of time was exactly the same between the two groups.
No shit. I don't think I saw that study, but that is interesting. That would actually kind of match all the anecdotal data I've aggregated over the decades.
The PCT group recovered faster, but ultimately they all recovered and had the same the same levels.
Yeah.
Well, the human body is so adaptive; it makes sense
to
kind of like come back fully online.
What's not understood is we've evolved mechanisms to deal with fluctuating hormones, high hormones and low hormones, and so it's not, our bodies can handle it. I mean,
so same thing with dieting. Like, there's no such thing as metabolic damage. It's just adaptations, and same thing with this. The HPTA axis just adapts to the environment, or the environmental conditions.
Yeah, that's interesting, Paul. I don't think I've seen that. I'll have to look more.
Yeah, I will find it and send it over to you.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Do we have any anything else worth talking about, Colin?
I actually have to get going, guys.
Right,
it was great talking to you guys. Thank you, everybody in the audience.
Maybe this is just
for coming on today, Ryan.
Yeah.
Maybe this is
Ryan.
Yeah, great talking to you.
Wrap up. All right, folks. We appreciate you coming on. Hopefully, I didn't completely offend everything and everybody on the internet. And I hope all the trolls out there find peace in their life. I care about you too. Peace, love, monkey grease. Take care,
I don't
folks.
understand that.
Fuck the trolls.
Stop being bin chickens.
Stop